So welcome. Tonight we're going to have some fun. We're going to learn about the travels of a young Milfordian from the Alberto Lyrist clan who has gone out to fame, fortune, and wonderful other things. So let's start with some introductions.
Yes. Well, I'm Arianna Lyrist. I'm from Milford, Massachusetts, third generation. And yeah, I've just lived here all my life and went to Milford High School and then to Walnut Hill in Natick, which is a performing arts center, or high school for anyone who doesn't know. Then after that, I ventured off to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, and earned a degree in entertainment industry studies and a minor in classical voice.
And guys, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from.
I'm Brandon Santos. I play bass, and I'm from Millis, Mass.
My name is Peter Crane. I play the drums, and I'm from Norfolk, Mass.
I'm Patrick McHugo. I play a little guitar, and I live in Milford. Wow. I grew up in Milford, actually, but I live in Millis now, so that's how I met
So you
Brandon.
left the center of the universe to go all the way to Millis.
Yeah, you know, the hustle and bustle of Milford was just too much for me, so I had to calm down and kind of collect myself and go back to Millis.
So like any good Milford kid, the first thing you did is run away,
Yep.
and now you're coming back.
Yeah, I get it.
What took you to Nashville?
Well, in high school, I actually attended a school in Rhode Island for AMTC, which is American Modeling and Talent Competition, and we would go to weekly classes and seminars about modeling, acting, performing, and from then, and they had over the summer, they had a kind of a big convention in Florida, and in one of the callback lines while I was there, well, people came from all over the country there, and she, a girl I met there said, "Oh, I'm going to Belmont next year," and I said, "Oh, where's that?" She's like, "Oh, Nashville." I said, "Oh, what's it like there?" I was like, "What's in Nashville?" And she was going for commercial voice, which is one of the majors they have there.
Okay, for the Philistines of the entertainment industry, commercial voice versus non-commercial, what does that mean?
Commercial voice as a major is like a pop, anything pop, jazz, non-classical would probably be the, so pop,
It's not
jazz,
making commercials.
blues, no, not commercial.
Yeah, I was going to say commercial voice, buy Denny Moore stew. No.
Sort of, yeah. That was intriguing to me, and I went, or I looked into it more, into the school, and my mom and I took over spring break, my junior year, took a visit to Nashville, and I had looked at Belmont, which I ended up attending, and Vanderbilt University, which is right down the street. So after looking at both and comparing them and the majors and what they, both offered, I decided Belmont is absolutely what I...
Why? I mean, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, yeah.
Yeah, you look at Vanderbilt, everybody knows Vanderbilt, pretty good reputation.
Harvard of the South is what
Yes.
it's actually known as, and yes, that's true. It was funny, I fully intended, I was really leaning towards Vanderbilt. It was, oh wow, Vanderbilt, and such prestige. And when I went there, I guess being from Boston, it reminded me, it was like, wait, this is what I see in Boston. These are, it was very similar with the brick, and but no, and just from people, just asking opinions of people that lived in Nashville, and I said, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm looking at Vanderbilt and Belmont. What do you prefer? What do you think? And they said, absolutely Belmont. Like almost 9 out of 10 times, people were.
Why?
The versatility of the school. It offers. Commercial voice is among one of the majors, but they're well known for their music business program, their nursing program. At the top, they just added a pharmacy program now, and then now they're having a niche market for entertainment law, so they added on that. But when I started, they had songwriting, music business, commercial voice, classical voice, any major within music, and just music in general.
Musical voice? Is there a non-musical voice?
There's no non-musical voice. Maybe it's just a wide variety. Belmont is just an awesome school. They offer so many things.
But now, you hear about the actors, actresses that go to Hollywood.
Yes.
Nashville is not the desert when it comes to singers and people who want to make it in the music industry.
Yes,
There's
absolutely.
probably more than one or two down there.
Oh, yes.
How do you, I look out in the pasture, there's 300 sheep. How does the little girl from Milford say, I'm sheep number 28, notice me?
Hey. Yeah.
Hey!
Well, I think it's about setting yourself apart and exactly what you're saying, like having something about yourself that does set you apart. And for me, I determine that by, one, just my voice, my songwriting style.
Well, you got to have talent.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
keys, I
If
play
you sang
keys.
like me, no matter what you did, they would throw you out. That's easy. Anything I sing sounds like I'm pulling the tail off a small farm animal. I understand. There's the screeching and the hollering. But let's say you've got the talent.
Yes.
Now, okay, so you've eliminated 50 of the 300 sheep in the room. Okay.
They do. There's a metaphor in Nashville that's brought up a lot, and you just reminded me of it. It's called the glass ceiling, and just the idea of everybody's so talented, and that you can reach to just the highest level, and you're still among white noise, and they call it. But once you hit and break the glass ceiling, you've made it.
But 250 out of 250 are trying to break through the glass.
Yes, it's hard. It is very hard. But with just believing in yourself and the music, the songs, they speak for themselves. That's what I believe. And
But how do you get them to listen? I can imagine that if I'm producing, all 250 sheep are all sending me the
yep.
tape, disc, whatever they call it these days, saying,
Yes.
listen to me.
Yes.
How do you get somebody to listen to you the first time?
Knock down all those doors. You got to, one by one, and networking is huge, who you know, social media, Facebook, Twitter, having a sound, collecting fans. It's just honestly one by one fan at a time that you're gaining each show
But
you
now,
play.
where do you collect your fans from? I mean, you got your mother, your father, your aunt.
Yep.
So you got those to start.
Yes. Yes.
But you need more than Mother Linda, Daddy Nick. You need a few more.
Yes.
So where do you start?
You start, well, for me, I started at a Facebook band page. That was the first thing that I did. And then branching out from there, I have a LinkedIn profile.
Now, you put their faces on the computer and people responded?
Why? These
It
are
was
some
mostly
good-looking guys right
negative,
here.
Mostly negative. They took pity on her. I mean,
Yeah, it was more of the sympathy.
No, just
thing.
just pity on us.
Yeah, they.
But I mean, seriously now, I want to go out and I want people to listen to me.
Yes.
I mean, do you go to clubs? Do you go, what do you do?
I think starting for me with having both. There's two things. There's having an online presence and going out and meeting people and networking. So online, you want YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Reverb Nation is a great way. They have opportunities for gigs that I get email updates, hey, are you a blues player? Do you play pop music? You could play at this festival or this event. Also,
You send back the note, we'll play for food.
yeah. Yes, we'll be there.
We'll
yes.
be there.
Yeah, and another way is just word of mouth, knowing other bands, maybe that they, had a scheduled band that canceled last minute. They couldn't make it. Hey, they call you up, a friend of a friend. I need you. Can you fill in for them? It's last minute, but please, and then you go to that gig, but then all of a sudden you're introduced to a whole new group of people and a whole new just outlet, venue, everything.
So how do you survive? Because I'm assuming they don't pay you large amounts of money
No.
while you're out groveling for gigs.
So for me, I'm an office manager at Stephanie's Salon. Thank you for the hair.
Nice little plug.
Perks of working in
There
a
you go.
salon. And so I'm doing that right now. And I also got certified as a laser technician, so that's going to be.
So that's going to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
While at night, you're out groveling for gigs.
And then I go out one by one, and some things you have to do for free, distribution, and get out there as much as you can, and then people like you, and you'll get a following, and then people will pay. It's just
That would be good.
That's the goal. That's the plan.
Because I imagine your mother and father want you to do well and
Yes.
let them live in the style they would like to be accustomed to
Yes.
from your royalties.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Now you're in Boston. You're in Milford.
I am.
If somebody was to say, what kind of music do y'all play? How would you describe it?
Well, I would describe it as pop alternative. A lot of people, it's not quite mainstream. Some songs are more so than others. So maybe like Sarah Bareilles meets a pop version of Adele. A lot of people compare me to Linda Ronstadt or
You're too young. Most of those
Linda
people won't
Ronstadt.
remember Linda.
well, the longevity. They haven't played long careers, but the people that count will remember her.
If you can do as well as her, we'll be happy.
Yes, Linda Ronstadt and Bonnie Raitt is the other one I get a lot. So, I don't know. What would you guys say?
I don't know. Reminds me a little bit of some artists, especially from like the early 2000s. I don't know. Like I remember Michelle Branch immediately came to mind.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I hope I didn't insult you just then. I hope you're
No,
I hope you're okay with Michelle Branch.
No, she's good. She's good.
And
I would say
we'll hear
that's
4 or 5
accurate.
songs from you later on in the show,
Yes.
so that'll be exciting.
Very.
You know, for somebody that's supposed to be in a band, you're awful quiet. We get, you know.
Oh, I mean, we've actually only been playing with Ari for, I mean, what,
About a
a
month
month now?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this all.
So how did you guys get together?
we already?
Found him on the street.
Found him on the street.
Yeah.
We'll play for food.
Yeah, please
I get a
help.
sign.
Mother Linda
Yeah.
came by with a cheeseburger
Just
and
had
they
a hat
followed
down
you.
there for tips. Yep.
How'd you
Pretty
guys come together?
We had actually been playing for a while, just in a couple bands. Me and
The
Brandon.
3 of you.
Yep. Me and Brandon played in a band when I first moved back to Millis back in high school. And just through that, I mean, same thing, just kind of networking.
Just meeting
You
people.
meet people, and some people just kind of fall off, and others don't. And you
Yep.
just kind of stick with the people that, I don't know, want to stick around you. And you just kind of grow and just gel with one another,
Yeah.
So would the goal be to stay in this area?
wherever it takes
Call it
us.
home
I
base.
mean-
Yeah, home
But
base.
we
Yeah.
want to play out as much as possible. And
Tour.
Go to
Yeah.
different areas and different
Obviously,
states.
it would be, incredible to make a, halfway decent living doing it and just be able to get out there and experience it.
Yeah.
I mean, the experience alone is enough, I think, and then anything else after that is just kind of would be the bread and butter,
Definitely.
So where do you go in Boston for gigs? Do you have to go into the city or?
Well, I played more in Nashville. I should just, honestly, when I was there and just coming back here, kind of getting together with these guys. But there's a lot of places. I know
Yeah.
the Precinct was
Yeah,
one.
we
They
play a
probably know
lot
more.
in Somerville, in Cambridge, and the North End in Boston. We've played down near Fenway.
Did
Just all over.
New Hampshire
Yeah,
a few
New Hampshire,
times.
New Hampshire, Rhode Island
Rhode
a few
Island,
times.
Providence, yep.
So
So now if somebody wanted to get into the music business, I mean, like the old days, it's like be a doctor, be
Oh,
a
yeah.
lawyer. And today we're telling them don't be a doctor. It took me a year and a half to convince my daughter, don't do this. They work way too hard for not enough money, unless you have a passion for it. If somebody said, I want to go into music, what would you tell them?
The advice I'd give someone is it's going to take a lot. You got to really love it. You got to work hard. And if you don't love it, then there's a million people behind you that are going to sign up and just be knocking down those doors. So you got to be competitive, but also embrace other talent and surround yourself with great players. Get out there as much as possible. Play with different people, write with different people, and just work hard.
Now, are you writing your own material?
Yes.
Is that, that sounds pretty cool.
I write,
That
yes.
sounds pretty cool. To be able to write songs, especially from somebody with no talent. So,
And from the other side. Yes, I've always written. I've always sang. It started with that when I was just in choir, and I have a good Milford story for you.
there you go, bring on.
Okay, so when I was in second grade, Mr. Klinkman.
Oh, he was still there.
Does everybody know that name?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
He
this
was
a
still
while ago.
there.
And one time he pulled me in from recess and just said, "I want to talk to you before we go to choir." And it was always after lunch, so it was that we'd have choir practice. And he said to me, he was like, you have a very good voice. You can sing louder than anybody, but in a good way. Like, I mean, you know, he goes, but try not to blow off the ears of the girl that sits in front of you. He said, because we sat, I guess to give you some setting or context of it, we sat on the just lunch table, what are those, like picnic table style?
Yeah, the ones that fold up and roll.
The metal, yeah, and so we would almost be like 3 feet would be the next person in front of you. And I just thought it was fun, so I used to just sing as loud as I could and just see what the person would do in front of me. And everybody, I used to do like this, but it was, yeah, I had a very operatic voice. So I think, which I believe just inherited from my grandmother. So at that age, I could always, had an incredible range from a young age.
So now you're going to sing for us tonight, and we'll be
Yes.
on tape or on CD now, or DVD.
Yes.
What does it take to cut a record? I can't say record, a disc, whatever you call it
CD.
these CDs.
Album, yeah.
Album.
EP.
How do you get somebody to say, wow, I think we could put together?
You mean like a producer?
Yeah.
Or a, well, same thing with networking. It's always, I've met several producers at shows or at, where else, just around school for me in Belmont. So many, that was a great outlet because so many people were in music business there. So that you got managers, you have people who, you know, other artists, other songwriters, and producers, audio engineers. So I would use them as resources, which is how I have done 2 EPs. One 2 falls ago, and this one I did this past
EP?
fall. Extended play, and 4 songs are on each of those. So not a full-length album, but kind of a half album, if you will.
So you've done 8 songs
Yes.
that are yours.
Yes.
How
I've done
cool
more.
is
I've
that?
written more, but I've recorded 8 songs total right now, and more to come. I want to do an album over this summer. That's in the plans. So
How many songs is that?
8 to 10 is usually
You're almost there. You already got 8.
new songs, I should
New
say.
ones.
Even, you know, to have, further the repertoire, or grow the repertoire. So, but no, to your
I
answer,
think most people would be happy with 8 old songs on their own.
I'll take
album.
one.
I was going to say, wait a minute here.
Jeez.
yeah.
I only have 8. I was saying most people have
Only 8.
none.
Yeah, it's growing. The list keeps growing. But to answer your question, so how those were done with kids at school, but I also have been approached by several producers from shows or playing live in Nashville that they said, hey, I really love your song, you know, I'd love to get in the studio with you and, you know, work on, you know, either co-write a song or, you know, give it a new sound and
But you don't have a twang in your voice. Do they allow you in Tennessee without a twang?
You know, I live in Nashville for how many years now, and I can pull it out when I want. No, I'm from Boston, so they actually pick up on the Boston accent. They're like, wow, you got like a...
People in Boston have an accent? I never knew that.
Never heard.
I never heard that.
I guess, yeah.
Dang. So now, what is it really, you know, if somebody's going to make an album,
Yes.
a CD, how much do they have to invest in a performer?
Money
Yeah, I mean, it's not a trivial amount, right?
depends. It depends on a lot of different factors, I would say. There's the studio. Does the person own the studio? So, or do they have to pay for the studio time?
So you can go in and rent the studio time.
Yes. So most musicians will pay to rent the studio for, you know, say whatever, 6 to 24 hours. I don't know, they're just however long, or depending on how many songs they want to record. But so if you had a producer or a manager, or even somebody who owned that studio, they could say, well, I really believe in you. I'm going to give you free studio time, you know, to record X amount of songs.
But do they put a hook in you? Like, okay, I'm going to give you, when I hear the word free,
Yeah, you have to be careful, like with anything, you know, with,
what, if I want to rent a studio for a day,
yeah.
what does that cost? I mean, you're talking
It depends on the studio.
1,000?
Well, okay, for me, it was different because Belmont actually owns studios.
Oh, okay.
So we had free access to those studios.
Free's good.
Yes, free is good for students because they own them and great studios. So, okay, for instance, but one of my friends, one of the times the studio got booked up, and he's the engineer. He worked for a guy who rented or owned a studio, leased it out, and he charged me $15 an hour, but that was very low because he was a friend of mine and
It's
he
like
worked.
$100 a day.
That's really low.
That's
very
really
cheap.
low though. So that's not.
But what would normally people pay if I want to go in and rent? Is it a 500, 1,000, 100?
Some people do it by the song, and some people do it per hour.
Per
It
hour.
always kind of helps to be friends with the person who's doing it, so that they can
Yeah.
kind of cut you a deal.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to rent to you by the song. Well, take 42.
Yeah, that's-
We
Yeah,
haven't finished one song yet.
It's really important to rehearse before you get in, or you have like session players or people that are accustomed to getting in the studio and just running through a song and playing it like
Wow.
live, which I've had a couple, but yeah, it depends. I mean, they could charge anywhere from like $100 to $500 for an hour.
Well, let's hope they've practiced.
Oh yeah, these guys are good. They're good.
I was going to say, they're not here for their looks, right? So,
We've already determined that.
I
Yeah.
was going to say, we got the talent and the looks over here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
So now if I put in my $500, whatever, I've
yeah.
made the recording.
Yes, you have the recording.
Now what do I do with it?
Distribute. That's one word. Just play shows, hand them out to your family, to friends, sell them to whoever you can at shows, open mics, online, put it online, make sure it's copywritten before you put it online. And iTunes is a great way, so if people go to your show, then they can download the single or album off iTunes.
Oh, that's cool. So you can put it on iTunes and start selling them. And iTunes just lets you say, here, I'm a kid from Milford, sell my song?
Yes, you have to. There's a yearly fee you pay, and Reverb Nation has this option. Reverb Nation is a music site where people, for anybody who doesn't know, but can go and put up their music for free. And there's other bands and and just you have a profile like Facebook, so people can hear your songs, and it's a well-known one, if you will. And then, so with iTunes, they have a buy link on there. So you pay a yearly subscription, and you'll get iTunes, Amazon. Also, there's a lot of streaming radios online now, like Spotify and Pandora. So, they can buy your single off iTunes, or they can stream it for free on those radio channels. But more importantly, as long as you're up there and you have an online presence and you have a social network going on, with fans, with everything online.
So are you up there now?
I am, yes.
So how would somebody buy your song?
You would search, Google would work, or go to the iTunes, open up your iTunes account. Most people have that if you have a Mac, if you have anything.
Except for old people, most people have. Okay.
Your grandson would, or
Yeah,
your daughter
thank you.
would.
I love you too.
Yeah. Anyway, you would go onto the iTunes store and type in my name, Arianna Lyrist, and you would click
Why don't you
buy.
spell it so people...
Arianna, and then last name Lyrist, Lyrist.
So they go there.
They can go there and buy my whole EP. So,
Cool.
or my website. I have a website that's going to be launched. When this is up, when this airs, you can go there. So it's ariannalyrist.com. So AriannaLyrist.com.
Cool.
Yes.
So now we've spent enough time talking. Now comes the fun part. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and actually hear from the little kid in Milford who made it big in Nashville and who will continue upward and onward. As
Absolutely.
always, thanks for listening to us. Now you can enjoy some wonderful music. May God bless. Good night. And hopefully there's more than normal 6 watching. Good night, all.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. The first song I'll be starting with is You Keep Me Smiling.
Only a matter of time before I let you in. Before we became what we might have been. Don't you know you had me from the start? Loving you meant everything to my heart. If I walk on by, don't call my name, 'cause silence is all there's left to say. But you keep me smiling, thinking about when we first met. You keep me smiling, thinking about when we first kissed. You keep me smiling, knowing all you're gonna miss. You keep me smiling. There you go again, as fast as we began. You turned away and never gave us a chance. For the first time, it feels like the end. I guess we'll never know what we might have been. If I walk on by, don't call my name, 'cause silence is all there's left to say. But you keep me smiling, thinking about when we first met. You keep me smiling, thinking about when we first kissed. You keep me smiling, knowing all you're gonna miss. You keep me smiling. When I see you around and you walk by me, don't bother to wave or smile pretentiously, 'cause I moved on all on my own, and I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I walk on by, don't call my name, 'cause silence is all there's left to say. But you keep me smiling, thinking about when we first met. You keep me smiling, thinking about when we first kissed. You keep me smiling, knowing all you're gonna miss. You keep me smiling. You keep me smiling. You keep me smiling.
For this next number, it's one that's really close to my heart, Stereotype. It's about, well, stereotype, but being a little bit different than everybody and still trying to fit in to the norm. So here we go.
You question me, you're full of accusations. You can dish it out with no hesitation. You're pretty good at putting on a show. You got your actors, you're the lead role. Like a child hypnotized by you. Like a child, you run from the unknown. It's your fear, it won't allow you to let you go, to see my side, to know the life of a stereotype. Like a child, you run from the unknown, 'cause your fear, it won't allow you to let you go, to see my side, to know the life of a stereotype. This next one I'm about to play is called What Goes Around Comes Back to You. It's basically what you put out there will come back to bite you if you are not careful. Here we go. The writing's on the wall, and you can't deny that you're partially at fault for getting involved with someone who you didn't really know at all. When it comes the time to pay for your dues, I hope you realize this time you've crossed the line. It goes around, comes back for you. How can you just walk away? No words left, just a regrettable mistake. Sorry, I don't see it that way. Damaged the goods, and now we all consequences away. When it comes the time to pay for your dues, I hope you realize this time you've crossed the line. What goes around comes back for you. Don't you know you're playing with fire? If you think you won't get burned, you're about to find out a lesson you needed to learn. When it comes the time to pay for your dues, I hope you realize this time you crossed the line. It goes around, stay around, comes back for you. Now I'll be doing a solo song. It's entitled You Gave Him Everything. Just an acoustic one I wrote a few weeks ago. Just a lot about holding your own and being an independent woman and, you know, just getting out there and in the world no matter what. It's 3 a.m. all you had to sacrifice. 'Cause you gave him everything and gave up all that you believed in. I'm driving around now, trying to find where you are, knowing it's gonna be a long night. 'Cause there you're sitting by the side of the road against some burned down street light, resting your head on your knees, so tired from the fight. So you're giving in to your defeat. Or maybe you'll get some rest tonight. And you question why he's still in your life, why you gave up all that you sacrificed. 'Cause you gave him everything and gave up all that you believed in. And I know you don't want to be alone, but God, look at yourself. You're crying on a street corner, so it's time that you loved yourself. And you question why he's still in your life, why you gave up all that you sacrificed. 'Cause you gave him everything and gave up all that you believed in. You gave him everything and gave up all that you believed in. Thank you. Thank you. And for this last number, this is kind of a special treat, and I think one of the guys' favorites. It's called Last Call, and it's about drinking at a bar, and it's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy it. She sits at the bar every Friday night, drinking beer and whiskey like one of the guys. Buy her a beer and a shot of Jack. Get her a double, she's still chasing them back. She's an addict for blues and alcohol, and she'll keep drinking like there is no tomorrow. Keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming until the bartender yells, "Last call, last call, last call for alcohol." There's no doubt that this girl was raised as one of the boys with their many drinking games. Well, just as anyone
Lyrist. Please look me up on Facebook, Twitter, Reverb Nation, and my website, and iTunes. I'd just like to pay tribute to the wonderful guys in the band. Here on my left is Patrick McHugo